Ah,
Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 10K on the Bay, my journey to 10,000 live listings. Today, we have an awesome new show called Reseller Smackdown. We're not really that mean, but today's guest is Lindey Glenn, and most of you already know her, but I'll let her do a quick introduction. And how's it going, Lindey?
hi, Chris. Thank you for having me. We're going to do some fun stuff, I hear. But if you don't know who I am, I do have my own YouTube channel. I am a seller on eBay, dabble a little bit in Amazon, a little bit on Poshmark, but mostly eBay. Yeah, and my channel is all about what I sell, how I sell, all that kind of good stuff, just like you do, you know. So yeah,
Uh,
that's me.
Awesome. So today we're actually going to review 25 stores live for you guys. I think this is going to be a really valuable opportunity for you guys to see how Lindey and I review other stores and how we do research. There's a lot of different ways to look at a store. So we're going to actually do Q&A afterwards. So go ahead and throw your questions in the chat and we'll get to them at the end, but there might be a lot of similar questions. So we're going to just hop right into it and get into our first store. Lindey, you ready?
I am anxious to see what you're going to show me.
Awesome. Okay, so here's the plan. Here is the first store. It's called Banks Street Supply Co. So you're a new person, you're neutral, you just showed up to this store. Where do you start?
I go to look at their stuff. I don't really care about their feedback. I want to see what they're selling.
Fair enough. So me too. I do notice they're a new seller because they have this little yellow icon. And they only have 4 feedback, so they're probably new, but let's go ahead and get into what they're selling. They have 75 items for sale. Do you sort high to low, low to high? Do you look at their categories? Where do you start?
I like to look at their newly listed first if I'm looking at their active.
Okay, let's take a look at newly listed. So it looks like they charge for shipping because we don't see the shipping charge.
Right.
Do you think that eBay does this on purpose to make it seem like it's cheaper?
You know what? I never thought about that, but that would be smart.
So far, what is your impression of the listings?
Well,
We have golf tags, a book, some clothes.
the first thing that I notice, I'm looking at the pictures, and I don't know if it's the screen share, but I'm noticing some of them look a little fuzzy, like the clarity might not be as crisp as it could be.
Okay.
Like with those shirts there. Yeah, that's the first thing that I noticed. I don't know if it's the screen share or if that's the picture, but that almost looks like something like maybe the lens just needs to be wiped.
That's a good point. This is pretty blurry. It's a little bit difficult to see, and the lighting is a little bit dark also.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I feel like this is as a purveyor of men's clothing, I just wanted to see what the cuff looks like. But other than that, I can get a general idea of what this shirt looks like. But $12.75 shipping is a lot.
I agree.
I don't think this would move at that shipping cost.
I agree. And you can tell that that is either because someone is trying to make a lot of money on shipping, because you know that you can stick that in a flat rate for $6.50.
Right, and it's going to be first class for sure. So it could be $4.30.
Well, they're saying expedited shipping, which means that
that's right. That's a good point. It would be priority.
Yeah,
that's right.
You know that they could stick that in a padded flat rate for $6.50, so it looks like they're trying to make a whole bunch of money on shipping, and that could really scare off a buyer because buyers don't like that.
So you're seeing, okay, we've got some variety. We've got golf tags, book, shirts, shorts. Now we have plush. This is old plush.
Mm-hmm.
We have jeans. You're a jeans seller. Do you like the V or the W?
I am not partial to the check mark. I do like the W, but I've phased away from that just because I stopped doing the flat lays on jeans. But I do like the W. I don't mind the check mark. It's pretty popular.
Okay, so we have the first thing you would do is look at the newly listed, and then where would you go? So
then
that's 75.
I would look at their solds, and then I would look at the recently ended, and I would try to get an idea of how many they're selling a day.
So you would do sold first?
Yes.
Okay.
I would go to sold, and then I would look at the most recently ended or recently sold.
All right. It's a okay. So we have 15 results. So if these 75 items were up, guys, I just want to show this is a 90-day summary. So that's 5 per month, which is a relatively slow sell-through rate.
Right.
Looking at a men's jacket, an old plush, some shoes, Le Creuset. I think that's how you say it.
Something that I noticed right off the bat is I can tell that they're putting effort into their backdrop. Like that's a really clean, like white paper backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
But the only problem that I see is that it's more gray than white. So I would say try to get some more lighting in there. If you can't seem to get more lighting in there, try to adjust the brightness or contrast, you know, on eBay or using a separate app or something like that, because those could be like a really nice clean white if you just adjust that kind of thing.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of effort into that background. It's a shame to see it's pretty gray.
I agree, because this is a really cool plush where the wild things are. This came out like a while ago, and it's just a little bit dark, which makes it a little hard to see the detail, but a lot of effort into making this a clean background. And there's also no dirt on the ground where you see a lot of sellers are too lazy to even wipe this down.
Exactly.
Cool. So let's go into the next store. This store is called Old Cotton Com, and I think this is super interesting. They have a lot of feedback, 16,000. And I just wanted to point out, Lindey, check this out. 0 buy it nows.
Oh, wow.
So we have 100% auction store. So we were going to search by newly listed, but it's all going to be newly listed since they're all auction. So let's take a look. Before we look at the solds, what's your impression so far?
Well, I mean, I don't know how I feel about such extreme close-ups in every picture. I mean, I guess it's good for you to see the patterns because they're all, you know, it's all clothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to feel about that, I guess.
See, I don't know how I feel about it either. I do like that it's all one genre. So if you're in here shopping for clothes, most likely you may end up bidding on more than one of the items because of the thing. And also, he's starting the auctions at 99 cents with $5.99 shipping, which standard shipping, this is definitely going first class.
Right.
And so you're looking at probably $1 or $2 or more profit on the $5.99, which is nice. So if these are all potentially, you know, Goodwill outlet items or garage sale or something, these could all be $1, $2 items. Who knows? Mm-hmm. So let's click on the sold and take a look. So 507.
Wow.
Pretty amazing for, I mean, this is considered 100% sell-through rate because only auctions.
No kidding. Yeah, whether he makes probably 10 cents on an item or $100 on an item, everything's going to sell just because of that low starting auction.
And we see 1, 2, 3, 3 items only received 1 bid.
Right.
Well, let's see if he has any that did not sell. Oh, 886. Does that mean some were relisted? Probably.
Yeah, probably.
So 866 listings ended, but only 507 results. So that's crazy, guys. That means even if you start at $1 plus $5.99 shipping, it may not sell. 300 items had to be listed again. Like, this is really sad, this Peter Millar shirt, the market's like $17 on this shirt. Mm-hmm. It would have only ended at $7.25.
Someone got a really good deal.
Someone got an amazing deal. Same on these Etro shirts, very, very high-end brand. But then I'm sure the average is worth it. Otherwise, he would not do this.
No
so we're
kidding.
looking at 10 pages of results, and only the first page has that low. So that's not very many. How many are on a page? 50? Let's see.
I think it defaults to 50.
50. So in the first 50, so 10% of them, he may have broken even, but after that, he's starting to make decent money. Because on a if you at $10 free, or I think around $13, $14, you can net 10, actually around $14. If you get your items for $1 at 14 with first class, you're gonna net $10. So if he averaged $10 per item, that's about 5,000 over the last 3 months, which is interesting. But some of these items, as we search high to low, do go for a lot.
Right. And I mean, I can see someone using this model that maybe doesn't have a lot of storage space. So you're willing to take that, like you're always finding really good stuff. So maybe you don't mind taking $3 on a Robert Graham shirt because you know you're going to find 10 more just like it. You just want to flip it and keep things moving.
Right. And I mean, some of them probably went for more than you would have, like this is very, very dark lighting.
Right.
Except for this is like a perfect photo. So I don't know, this is just probably a close-up. But just very standard 3 pictures, nice little template, but literally 0 information other than the measurements. This is the same as the title. So they copied and pasted the title into there, and no fancy and no keyword stuffing.
Right.
That's literally what it is. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's something I was actually going to here later today. I was going to do a live stream and talk about the whole keeping the description really super simple. That's something that eBay is starting to push. So I think they're spot on with that.
I like it too. And then also people are, if you don't keyword spam, only people who want the exact thing you're looking for land on it. So
right.
That is interesting. Let's go to the next store. This is a consignment shop. They are Instagram. They have the same username on Instagram. So shout out to One Luxotic Thread. Let's take a look at their stuff. Lindey, they have an average sale price of over $100. It's pretty amazing. So we're looking at, let's take a look at newly listed, 2,000 items. Even their ties are $29, which is that's super, super high end. Let's hear your thoughts so far on this store.
I love those tie pictures. I don't look at ties a whole lot, but when I do see ties, I don't see them like that. I really like that.
Incredible. And these are all pre-owned.
Those look great.
These are better than stock. And you can see the vast difference between this shirt picture and the Robert Graham in the previous listing. Right. I mean, you can see the cuff, which is, as a dude, I need to see the collar and the cuff. That's pretty much it. And the fit.
Yeah. See, now these pictures of the collar and close up, these I like. These I really like. It's
a fur hat. But you can see, look at the lighting. It's like unbelievable. It's basically perfect. These look like manufactured pictures.
I can tell those shoes are probably in a light box. That's why.
Yeah. No, let's take a look at the close up. Wow.
That's pretty darn close to perfection.
Pretty perfect. These are probably edited on top of being in a white box. I mean, this person probably has 0 returns from item not as described. You can see the little scuff on the toe. I mean, like, if you can't figure out exactly what these look like from these pictures, wow, that's insanely clear.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and this is what I think. If you're going to have a store that has $100 average selling price,
it needs to look like that.
Then it needs to look like this, because we're only on page 1 and we're already in the $50 range. So expensive stuff. Okay, 2,000 items listed. Let's try sold. So 367. So you can see a little bit of a slower selling rate, probably because of the price.
Yeah.
And people say that Robert Graham that's not super flamboyant doesn't sell well. Here's a very plain looking one that still fetched $48. So presentation does matter. Wow. So I like this. Also, this is one of the stores that does a great job marketing on Instagram. They have these photos on their Instagram. You can imagine they're attracting higher end clientele because just of how beautiful the stuff is in their store.
Agreed. Looks fantastic.
Amazing. So also, perfect feedback. I would imagine so, with that much care.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's go to the next one. So this is, oh wait, is the last one? Oh yeah, we have a lot of top rated sellers in here. So let's take a look at items for sale. 937. Some expensive jackets. Let's search newly listed. Mannequin. What do you think of these artistic shots?
I like those.
Yeah, me too. I actually like this shot better than the check mark or the W because I can actually tell what this is going to look like.
You know what? I honestly like that better too, but I hate actually doing it.
That's true. That's a lot of work.
Like one leg straight and then folding it over and creasing it. I'm like, I'm too lazy to do that. So kudos for not being lazy.
Yeah, kudos. That looks fantastic. And then also I've noticed a mix of charging for shipping and free shipping. Mm-hmm. I think that on a really competitive shirt, you may want to do free shipping to stand or be higher in the rankings. But 937 looks like a clothing shop. Photos look fine. The only thing I have to suggest is you can, in this picture, I think is perfect. There's no reflection, but down here, the lights are either positioned pointing like straight down at the item, or maybe there's a light on in the room. I don't know. I think that that's distracting, having the light in the background.
Yeah, it's just a little bit distracting. I don't think it ruins the photo, but it is a little distracting.
It doesn't. And down here, you can see that they...
Yeah, that one's perfect.
These ones don't have the reflection, which is cool. And then mannequin-wise, what do you think of a black mannequin versus... Oh, actually, this is cool. Flat lay versus a mannequin.
See, I personally prefer flat lays.
I actually think the flat lay in this example looks better.
Yeah.
But you still can't see how it fits on your body, so I can see the difference. And these angled shots, I do think make you stand out, but they're not completely necessary. Let's go to the sole and let's take a look. So 197, that's pretty decent sell-through. Actually, I don't know what I consider decent sell-through.
I think... Don't they say an average sell-through of like 25 or 30% is considered really good?
Yeah, if you have 25 or 30%, that would mean this number is close to what you have listed.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is challenging. And I think that that really comes down to pricing and then what kind of stuff is in your store. So this is a pretty standard store. Any suggestions on improvements for this one?
The only thing I see on that one is just the variety of backgrounds. But I mean, that's really only if you're wanting to try to keep your store uniform. I mean, if you're trying to create like a signature with your background or make everything completely uniform, then that's something to look at. But if not, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with having different backgrounds.
Yeah, I like this store, and I like this. You know, this is a lot of work, but looks totally different than most listings.
Right.
That's all right. Cool. Let's go to the next one. So now we have the trendy anchor, 4,600 feedback, 3,000 items. So a pretty big store. This is probably an anchor store. It starts to make sense at 3,000 listings. So we have a mannequin on a table. Is that what this is?
It looks like it.
Or
no, it's a trunk. It's a trunk.
Oh, that's right. It's a trunk. I actually really like these types of mannequins.
What, the one with the little weird head?
Yeah, the one with the weird head, because it's like, it just stands out. Yeah. And I like wood backgrounds because I think there's darker and lighter, so you can see the, and it absorbs light a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's a standard $4.99 shipping. So there's a lot of top rated sellers that charge for shipping, guys. I just want you guys to know that. Not everyone is top rated goes with the free. Right,
exactly.
This is one of those examples where you can see it's all uniform.
Yep.
And then these photos were cropped. And I think that having the full, let's see if there are any square photos. Like this one, I think that looks nicer, the balance, having it take up the full width of the amount. These are obviously photos cropped on a phone or just taken that way.
And I have to say, the clothespins holding those shorts up, that was adorable. I love that.
Where is that?
On those shorts that the square picture that you were at.
Oh,
You could see that it was like hung on a clothesline with the clothespins.
Oh.
I think that is adorable. I love that. I absolutely love that. I might have to take that idea. Just
that
saying.
looks amazing. That's true.
That is so cute. I like that a
And
lot.
those are probably attached to the back. Oh no, is that a string?
Yeah, it's like a clothesline.
Oh, it literally is a clothesline.
Yeah, I think that's adorable.
Okay.
That's such a good idea.
So I think this is also why we research stores, so we can get ideas. So
Yes.
thank you very much,
This is
the
awesome.
trendy anchor. All right, so let's take a look at sold. So 3,000 listed, 647 sold. So one of the highest volumes we've seen so far. These look like stock photos, so it's probably a multiple quantity.
Yes, and I did get confirmation from eBay that it is okay to use stock photos as long as the item is new with tax.
Okay.
So that was something, yeah, that was something that a lot of people were worried about.
Also, you can use stock photos, but try not to take them from the company website. I think that is like that is copyright infringement. So if you get a wholesale supplier that provides photos, that's different than just stealing them from someone's website.
Right.
So got green background. This is a lot of sales. And really low pricing. So this matters. You were looking at 1,000 sold. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of consistency here. I don't know if I can make many improvements on this. What do you think?
I think it looks good. I think it looks good. I mean, the biggest thing is maybe having some of the pictures centered a little bit more, or cropped in a little bit more, but that's about it. I think it all looks really good. I can't get over the clothesline with the clothespins. I think that's adorable.
And I really like the width of the picture. I think if you're going to crop and you crop the top and the bottom versus the left and the right, like this is cropped too. It's not perfectly square. But the top and the bottom, you don't even notice that it's cropped. But you can just see so much more of the item. The item is taking up 80% of the picture. And here it's like 25% of the picture. So good looking store. We like the clothespin. We're going to be taking that. Thank you very much. So next store, Annie's Deals for You. So we're looking at 245 feedback. These vintage rock tees, and everyone, like 75 bucks and up. Vintage is in, guys. Let's see. I don't know why I always look. It's always the first option. So we have, I like these square, the full width photos. I think it matters, especially on mobile. Let's see. Any thoughts on this store? Ooh, owl mug.
I'm just looking. I'm trying to figure out what is that a clock that's on the background? Is it hanging like a big fancy clock? Is that what that is? I like it.
I do like it. It is.
Figure out what it is.
Let's see if we can get another.
It's like a signature piece. I like that.
I like that because it gives you an idea. I like it when it looks like it's in somebody's house. I don't know why, but I just think that this person definitely has it.
Oh, it is a clock. Yay!
It is a clock. What do you think of this? I think this white hanger is fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Sometimes it's like a cheap wire one, and you're like, come on. You took all that work and you didn't get a good hanger? Let's see. I like the clock. It's nice. There's flat lay also. And guys, every single big store uses a mannequin, flat lay, and hanging. Everyone uses all of them, just depending on what's convenient. So you can't sell it if it's not online.
Well, not just that, but I also think that it might be some people kind of playing around with, okay, well, what actually works better? I mean, I know I do that. I try to not do the same shot over and over again to see if like some get more attention or get more views, just to kind of get some ideas.
This backdrop is kind of cool too. I've seen it in a couple of their things. So it can be, some people can say it's distracting, and you can see like if we look at this person's store, it's pure white, like there's nothing distracting, but this looks a little bit more natural. It is what it is, different. idea. So we have 69 sold. That's about 23 a month with 400 sold. So this person is probably wanting to increase their sales a little bit.
Right.
I would say, I don't know if the pricing is competitive, maybe lower pricing, because otherwise they look good. There's no keyword spamming.
I was going to say, or throw best offer on there. How many auctions?
Throw a best offer. Great point. That's a great way to increase sell-through rate. Let's look at the auctions.
I would say
4 auctions.
I would say maybe increase auctions. Maybe add some best offer in there, because I always use auctions to move stuff fast. You know, that like if I pay full price for a pair of jeans and I want to flip it really fast, I always put it on auction, because if it gets a bid, it's gone, it's sold. So that really helps with sell-through rate, sticking stuff up on auction for sure.
And then one more, I agree with that. One more thing I want to point out is that long sleeve, if you type in L/S, it'll pull up long sleeve. You can use it as if you want to shorten your title. L/S and S/S pull up long sleeve and short sleeve without using the whole word. So does vintage. VTG pulls up vintage, but I don't think EUC is actually searchable or anyone cares. What about?
No, actually, as a matter of fact, again, this is something I was going to talk about in the live stream I do about listing. At eBay Open, they told us to get rid of all of that.
Yeah, I think it
can actually hurt us now.
Sounds good. So now we have Large Bargains, another top rated seller. These are all people from the Instagram community. So thank you for volunteering your store so we can give you some constructive ideas. Let's see, search for newest soon. I like this. It's got some hard goods in it.
Oh, Curly Sue.
Books. When your children divorce. Well, dramatic. Let's see. A lot of books and VHS. Love it. I like the double picture front and back.
Yes.
The gallery photos are fantastic. I like this black background. Did anybody or did eBay say that they want pure white even for a light item?
They said pure white just because of Google search.
Wow. Because look, this probably doesn't look as good on a white background.
Exactly.
So we have mugs, especially mugs. They look fantastic. Or glassware looks so bad on a white background.
I agree.
So you have here a lot of hard goods, a lot of random stuff. This is like a what are these called? Like trinket store. Let's look at sold. 156 versus 700. So for around 50 sales per month. So also probably this person is probably trying to improve the number of sales. I think these look fine. The check mark.
Yeah, I would say, you know, maybe just kind of the same thing. Like some of the pictures, not all of them, but some of them could use a little work with the clarity and brightening a little bit. But other than that, I think that the titles look really nice. I see best offer on there already, which is awesome.
Yeah, Pound Puppy. And I like experimentation with the jeans. They had the gallery, or they had the picture with the gallery view with front and back. They have a tilted one. They have a W one. And so it just goes to show, look.
They sold Aeropostale jeans for $16.99. Good on you.
Plus shipping.
Yeah. Oh, it's a 15-16 long. That's why. Yeah, Aeropostale jeans can either be really cheap or go really well. That's why.
And plus $8 or $7 for shipping. Solid there. So yeah, I have noticed a lot more profit with people who charge for shipping.
Absolutely.
I actually think the sell-through rate is the same or better.
I agree. So. I agree.
So these are cool. I like this look with the folded arms. I also like this look where it's not overlapping. What do you think on the on shirts or tops?
I think the flat lays like that look really good. I wish I had the patience to do it.
And then some are pure white.
Crease. Oh, I hate having to do the creases.
Is this brand new? How do we get?
It looks like they adjusted contrast. You can kind of, that's the only problem with brightening using like an app or using like the eBay photo, because you can tell that the color is adjusted, the brightness is adjusted, because see how it's like a little
washed out.
Yeah, it's a little washed out and fuzzy. That's the only downside with brightening the background using the brightness and the contrast, is that sometimes it does wash out the edges a little bit. That's the
I've also noticed people say in their listing, please check the picture with the tag, because that picture has the most accurate color.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So of all these pictures, that's correct. These are definitely not the same color as, this is probably what color it is.
Right.
So that's interesting to point that out to customers because of the white background. Okay, so that store has the best offer, has good items. I don't know necessarily what would make this store better. Maybe just more stuff. And Lindey and I were talking before the call that one of the biggest things is just having an active store.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So we have Capital Manufacturing, 242 items. Let's see what was listed recently. Some jeans. What do you think of the plant? This succulent in the background? Yeah.
I like that kind of thing. I mean, maybe just if you're gonna have like a little plant, maybe just put it like in that one. It looks good. I don't know how I feel about it in the other ones, like the next one's over. I don't know how I feel about it there. I like that picture though. Those jeans are hot. I like those.
I think these are priced too low. The $12.49.
Well, let's see, American Eagle. They're size 2 though.
Size 2 is not great, but here's a go ahead.
I was just gonna say oh wait, free shipping. Oh, up that price. Oh, for the love of God. If it's free shipping, up that price. You can get $20 for those if you're doing free shipping.
Also, just as an idea, most people charge $7 for shipping. At $9.99 plus shipping, you would net more money and it would sell faster probably than this.
Which
is
like
weird.
Yeah, that's exactly what I shoot for. I do $7 shipping and then I try to hit a $10 price point.
And that's gonna move. These pictures look fine. Again, like look how much more skirt is in this picture. There's like twice as much skirt because it's a closer up photo of it. So it's just interesting on that. A lot of games. I love this with the actual game in it so that they can't claim like there was no game in it or something.
Right.
Plush, lots of plush. Some stock photos on stuff. I'm a big fan of like a wholesale new with tag stuff. If you can get that into your store, it helps. The succulent again, mannequin again. So many stores use everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess in the end, it's going to come down to which one do you use most often? Because there's just so many people doing it. This store, let's look at how many sales on 240 items. 96. So it looks like most people, Lindey, are around 10% sell-through rate. And we're also in the summer right now.
That very well could have something to do with it. I know over the summer, my sales dropped dramatically.
Everyone is panicking right now.
Yeah.
But
and right now we're looking at like the slowest time of year. I know for a lot of people. There are some people that have been flourishing over the summer, but I know a lot of people have took a big dip. So we're kind of looking at the sell-through rate of kind of a really low time too.
And this is 10. We've looked at, most of the stores have been between 10 and 25%. So this is one of my favorite stores to look at, Lindey. They have 142 feedback the last month. So they're selling quite a bit. 1,000 items for sale and 430 sold. And their pricing is outstanding. They get great pricing for all their items. And they use a $12 versus $11.99. Everyone always says round it to the nearest dollar, but they don't. And they offer free shipping. And like, this is extremely minimal effort on the photo. It looks like it's just on his bed or her bed.
Yeah,
right?
that I don't like.
I don't like it, right? But this person has so many sales. We're
I know, and
talking,
that's the thing too. I'm like, well, yeah, that's a lot of sales, but it's got to
and,
be the item that's selling and the
and
price.
right. And this is what I want you guys to realize. There's very, very extremely minimal effort put into these photos. Like it's cut off. You can't see the whole item. The background is wrinkled. The lighting is terrible. And they still have amazing sell-through rate because of the quality of their items. It's all great brands. Peter Millar, Arc'teryx, Brooks Brothers. They're doing lots. Very smart. So talented seller. Presentation doesn't matter as much because look at this average selling price, $64. People would kill to sell stuff for that much money.
What? What? Hold on, go back up.
Yeah.
Lot of 4 Ralph Lauren shirt size small. How did they get that price?
And
Insanity.
I know they get insane prices, and I think it's just because of I don't know. Like these are horrible pictures.
Like no offense, but
no offense.
I'm like, how did you get that?
And their bank account's probably doing just fine. But look at this, like I can't tell what any of these shirts look like.
Right.
As a dude, I'm just like, okay.
That's an amazing price for 4.
Yeah, for 4. And there's people that can't sell these for $10.
That's why I'm like, whoa, how did you get that price?
That's right.
Because,
so
yeah, it's Ralph Lauren for me. I had to end up dropping a polo to like $9 shipped just to get rid of it. And yeah, it wasn't a long sleeve button up, but even a size small, that's a tough size.
And we're talking July 14th. This is summertime.
Right.
So a lot of gaming consoles. This person's probably sourcing a lot of garage sales because these are premium items you are going to be less likely to find at a thrift store, more likely at a garage sale if they're doing volume. So interesting stuff, great store. This person knows what they're doing because normally they have the same number of sold as they do listed. This store normally has a 1/3 sell-through. So we'll go to the next one. So that means it's slow in the summer. Fuzzy Nancy, let's take a look. 159. Let's see. Oh, whoops. So here I would just not have it be cut off if you can.
I can see that they're going for the embellishments on the butt shot is kind of what they're trying to showcase a little bit.
No, that's true. It is. That's true. Maybe I would do even more of it.
Well, I would say have more of like a full shot closer to the beginning because that's all a lot of close-ups all at once.
That's true. A lot of close-ups. All close-ups. Very nice. All right, let's take a look here. So we have some uneven or edited, washed out. This is what it looks like when you edit aftermarket usually. Let's look at sold. 79. That's pretty good for 169 listed.
That's really good.
Really good. So great sell-through rate, probably high, really common. Yeah, so I like the hanging look, but I like the clothespins a lot.
Yeah, I really like the
That was
clothespins.
a really nice. Wow.
If you could do that with jeans though, they might be too heavy.
$30 for 7 for Mankind jeans that are not the dojo. That's a really good price plus shipping.
Plus shipping.
So yeah, jeans sell so well. I don't even want to talk about it on YouTube. But I guess the market is just so big. So many jeans sell.
I'm excited for fall.
Me too. In Pittsburgh, Mike had said that it's back to school time, so it gets busy.
Yep.
And I have questions like, will these last me the whole year? And I'm like, it depends how active you are. So this store looks fine. Great sell-through rate, much faster than the other stores. Keep doing what you're doing. Maybe work on, see like this for the embellishments I like more. than the other one because it's a more of a shot. And let's see if there's a more, if there's a full length shot earlier in it. There is. So it's the second photo. So
I would say crop it though. There's way too much walls, and you can see stuff. You can see a shadow in the corner.
True.
I would crop that. But like, I really like that third shot.
That's true. And then you can see the distress.
Right. Yeah, I would just crop those full shots in.
Perfect. I didn't realize how long this is taking. We're gonna have to go, but I guess you guys can see sort of an idea. We'll cut this off in 3 minutes and do some Q&A with you guys, but you can see. We're going through the same process with every store to see, like, you know, I like to search high to low just so I can see the best stuff they have. And then I like also the recently listed so that we can see what kind of new stuff are they putting into their store, because that must, you know, might be what's working.
Yeah, see, and then me, I don't like looking high to low because I don't ever get the opportunity to find like the kind of high-end stuff people are probably selling, so I don't like to please myself. Like, I'm just not even gonna look. I'm just not even gonna look.
I have mixed feelings about this, like, marking on the mannequin.
See, I like it. I think I like it fine.
I
would just drop it.
My mixed feelings make me want to click on it to see what's on it. Because it's like, what's going on? But yeah, this store looks great. It's all uniform. Let's look at their sell-through rate, 944.
The only thing that I do notice about those pictures that you can see that the mannequin is leaning a little bit. I don't know if
that's true.
Mannequin or if it's the picture.
Yeah, it's tilted.
Yeah, just a little bit. But I mean, you can fix that by just simply taking the picture from just a slight angle.
Very true. Okay. Sell-through rate. Let's take a look here. We have 206. Not too bad. That's 70 items with 944. So that's less than 10% sell-through rate. If you're selling 70 with 944 listed. So maybe pricing, maybe charge for shipping and lower your pricing. Like, as an example, $19.99 plus $4.99 shipping looks cheaper, even though it's the same price. Especially
when you're just scrolling through, because it doesn't show the shipping price. It just shows the $19.99 or whatnot.
Right. So that is interesting. Let's see. These are any of these more unique looking? Let me see if we can. We'll do one more. Ariel's trunk, because she had reached out on Instagram a couple of times. So 169 items for sale. I really like this dual shot. I love the wood background or whatever that background is. Is that on a mirror?
Yeah.
That's just interesting. You can see the bottom of it. I don't know if I need that, but
I like it.
That looks fine. Let's see. Let's look at sold. 11. So pretty low sell-through rate. I don't know what they could be doing. I've noticed that these are relatively high prices, 25, 22, 45, 49. So maybe the pricing is high in the store to speed it up. 169. I think you should avoid getting too hard on yourself till you have at least 200 items. It's hard to tell.
Here, scroll down a little bit. There was a picture I really liked. I wanted to point it out. Scroll down. That yellow one, I really like that. Even though it's a little darker, I think it looks very nice.
That's true. Well balanced.
Yeah, I might crop it in just a little bit, but I think the color looks really nice, even though it's not super bright. Like, I know, like, right there, crop that. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, you could see off the background that should be cropped for sure.
And then this one looks tilted.
Yeah, just a little bit. It might be. I can't tell if it's the mannequin or in the way the camera's being held.
You gotta stop wearing one shoe when you take the picture. I don't know why it looks like that, but yeah, this is a really, really good natural looking photo. Yeah, that's a good point, because it's definitely not like this photo. As a buyer, I love it because I can see what color it actually is. So
yeah, I would just crop it in because like at the bottom right corner, you can kind of see where the backdrop is kind of wobbled a little bit. So if you crop that in, you'll not see that.
See, as an example, I like it better than the stock photo because it's more natural looking.
True. You actually think you're getting an actual item. Oh, that one right there that you're on. Oh, go back up. The background is no, right below it. Yeah, there you go.
One. Oh, right.
No. Go back up.
oh, this one.
Yes, the background is really bent.
Oh, it's really wonky. That's true.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that from a distance.
And why only one sleeve?
Oh, because that's the dress.
It's the dress. Oh, this is man, just cut off one sleeve and you can charge 10 times as much. Man,
it's a pretty dress. I like it.
Wow, I don't know. As a dude, they all look great. So this is cool because yeah, the background, these little details make your store look less professional.
Yeah, if you're asking over $100 for something, you definitely want it to look like, and I'm not trying to be offensive, I swear. But yeah, if you're going to ask over $100 for something, you want to make it look a little bit more professional than just like throwing up the background and snapping a picture of it real quick.
And then last comment before we go into Q&A, on the categories, I have noticed some great success with people who do sizes. So like 18 to 19, or size 4 to 5, 5 to 6, or whatever for women. And for men, like large, medium, small versus this. Because if you search women's jeans, you're going to get literally size 28 and size 8. Right. Like that's two different, totally different buyers.
Yeah. And I am going to be really taking some time here soon. And I really want to hit my subcategories because right now, I mean, I have a lot of jeans. And right now I have women's jeans and men's jeans, and that's about it. I want to like create those subcategories so that like people looking for sizes 16 and up have a subcategory and juniors have a subcategory. I really need to work on my store categories. They're awful.
Awesome. So let's get into some Q&A. Hopefully there's a lot of people. There is a lot of people. Wow. All right, let's see. Yeah, a lot of people have been making comments about color. I think that is so key. Getting so from what I have seen, even though we saw some pictures with horrible backgrounds, whatever, they were relatively accurate photos. And I think accuracy is the number one thing because it prevents returns and even the guy that was taking pictures on his bed.
Yeah. I also want to point something out. It's really funny that we're talking about like color and photos and everything, because last night I got a message from a potential buyer, ended up being a buyer, they bought, but they sent me a message that were like, hey, I've been looking all over for a really nice dark Ann Taylor Loft bootcut jeans, but I need to know which photo is the most accurate because in the first photo, it's nice and dark, but in the second photo, it looks a little faded. Which is the actual color? And I went and I looked, and sure enough, it seems like most of the close-up shots, because Melissa does my pictures, on the darker shades, the close-ups look really washed out and faded just because of the lighting and everything else. And so I had to tell her, no, the first picture is the actual depiction. It is dark. It is not faded. It is a really dark wash. And so, she was satisfied with that and took the picture and made an offer and bought the jeans. But you have to make sure that the picture is as close to looking as the actual item as you can, because if people get it and they're like, wait a minute, this wasn't what the picture looked like. And sometimes that can be hard. It can be really hard, especially if you mess with the brightness and the contrast and all of that. It can really alter the color. So you have to be careful with that.
Absolutely. And I think it's when somebody puts in the description, color number or picture number 4, the close up of the tag, that's the most accurate photo. That makes a buyer feel so comfortable knowing that you took the effort to do that. And I just think that's really powerful because it is a community-based platform. You have an opportunity to write the description, unlike Amazon. You can explain to people exactly what it looks like. Also, I'm going to take a quick question from Larry V saying that his store is averaging 2 sales a day with 500 listings. That is about 60 a month, which is 12% sell-through rate, which is right in the bucket of most of the people that we were looking, between 10 and 25%. So don't panic. It's probably just the season. If Lindey and I do this show in the middle of December, it's probably going to be totally different.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Completely different time of year. Okay. Oh, Nature Girl's asking a pretty good question. If you would put more desirable items on auction to draw attention to your store, what do you think?
I know stores that when they get what they consider an A brand, they'll list it on auction at the lowest they'll take for 7 days. Or they'll put it up and they'll see how many watchers. If it gets over 5 watchers, then they'll do a auction. I don't know. I don't do any auctions, but so many people do different things for different reasons. What do you think?
Well, when it comes to auctions, I do auctions for either one of 2 reasons. Either I'm putting it on a really low auction just to try to move it. Like, it's not a desirable item or anything. I just literally want to get it gone because I'm tired of looking at it. Or it's something that I spent a lot more money on, and I'll put it up for auction for a price that I am willing to take if there's only one bid, and getting rid of it within a week. I guess you could put more desirable items on auction to try to drive traffic, but the problem that I have is I worry about auctions, because if you have, like, that one person had the Robert Grahams and they were starting them for 99 cents on auction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get like really super desirable stuff very often, so I would be worried about it going too cheap. That's why I always start my auctions for an acceptable price if there's only one bid, because I am too scared of selling something that I don't get all the time for way too cheap.
That's a great point. And if you don't have a lot of, like, if you have 30 Robert Graham shirts in your store, it's different than if it's just one of a kind.
Exactly.
Like, you don't have any normal traffic either looking at it. And there's a lot of comments on shadows, which I think are totally noticeable. Shadows stand out more than bright spots.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And wrinkles and stuff also. A lot of people don't like seeing clothes on the floor, which is pointed out by Meredith. That is an interesting point. A lot of people don't like flat lay, but if they think it's on the ground.
Yeah, that might be a little bit of a turnoff.
Guys, this is another reason why bigger stores take less photos is speed. I think that's also something really interesting to consider, is when you're just a solo seller and you only have a few amount of items. Some people have no death pile because they don't get very many items. They can take 12 pictures because of time. If you look at the gigantic stores, a lot of them have one picture with a used item. Mm-hmm. Because they're just going through so much volume that they're just like, we're going to get way higher returns, but that's fine because we're doing so much volume. Like at BHFO, with just 2 pictures, it makes their return rate double from 2.5% to 5% because people can't see what it looks like. Mm-hmm. But at that level, it depends on your business model. If you're that gentleman who took the 12 perfect photos, there's going to be, I would be surprised if he has over 1% returns with that much care and accuracy in every single listing.
Yeah, and I think it's really funny, like whenever I go through my own store and I look at pictures, I can clearly see the ones that I did myself versus the ones Melissa did, because Melissa is she's doing batches. She's like, when she does pictures for me, she's a monster. She's like front, close up, back, close up, tag, next, you know, and it's just so, but then when I do them, you can just see that there's like a little bit difference because I'm not doing as many. She's doing like batch, and then, so I think it does really matter like what kind of volume you're doing and how many pictures you're doing, and that it definitely matters. So if you're working on volume and you're good with like 3 shots and having everything be the exact same, good on you. But if you have the time to really do those nice, pretty shots, then that's cool too. It all depends on what you do, basically.
Donnie, thank you very much for the $20 super chat. You are awesome. She also texts me once in a while, so it's great that it's really, really cool, guys, the community. I actually know a lot of the people that follow on Instagram and YouTube, so it's really, really cool you can connect in real life with people.
And then, oh, the big debate. Stacy brought up the big debate: iron or don't iron.
Huh. Steam.
Downy wrinkle releaser.
Downy wrinkle releaser. That's a new one for me.
Yes, it's like Febreze, except it's a wrinkle releaser. You literally just like mist it on, and you can tug out the wrinkles or smooth out the wrinkles. The only downside is you might get some spots, so you have to let it dry a little bit. But that's what I use. That's what I give Melissa to use, and it works fairly well. I mean, some of the things that I photograph still have some wrinkles, but I think they're acceptable wrinkles. They're not like crazy wild wrinkles.
That's fair. Shane is asking, what's an active store? And an active store, that means that every day you're making changes. Either that means changing your titles, changing your pricing, adding new listings, or removing listings that are bad. So I have a lot of stuff in my store that's not selling that I think I'm going to lot up or redonate, or just that even counts, even reducing the number of items in your store. Because you guys know I have 2 stores, and one store is really small and it's easy to adjust, and one store is really big and cumbersome and harder to adjust. But this is why people run different kinds of sales, different types of titles, but all of that makes sure your store, in theory, move up Cassini rankings if it's active.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Some people don't like the plant.
I saw that too. I saw that too. And I just want to point out, again, I was going to talk about it in the live stream I do about those listings, but eBay said do away with props. Completely do away with props.
I can see that.
Yeah. eBay's like clean photos, white background, no props. I mean, eBay was really pushing that. And not just because it's not because eBay wants uniformity or whatever. It's because it has to do with Google image searching and boosting your SEO and all of that. So, and that kind of thing throws it off. Having unnecessary things on the background throw it off.
Thank you, Lord Kingdom, for the $5 super chat. I just want to point out that there was this listing that had a live Pomeranian in it. And so this store, every single picture in the bottom corner is a Pomeranian, a real one. And so every single picture is different because the Pomeranian is making a different expression or moving, or every picture is different, and it's adorable. And it's just like you can't say, now it's like you can't say it's from a pet-free home. Like,
yeah, that is something, like there's 2 different kinds of buyers. There's a buyer that would be like, oh my gosh, that's such a cute doggy, and then another one would be like, I'm not buying because it's gonna have dog hair on it. You know, there's 2 different buyers there.
It's so funny. Which seems to draw traffic more? Browsing size categories or price categories. I would say size categories, because even if it's cheap, I can't buy 2 pairs of jeans that don't match. I have to, they have to be the same size.
Yeah. And I mean, it'd be really hard to tell which drives traffic better. But I don't know. I would probably say size categories, just because people know their size, and if they can find their size easier in your store, then that would probably lead to more sales. That's another reason why I want to go ahead and do it. Like, I have price point categories in my store. And I like having the price point categories in my store, mainly because it allows me to put those price points on a separate sale than my other items. So that's one of the main reasons why I did it, because if I have, my $9.99 jeans, I don't want to have those on sale 50% off like all the other jeans. I want to have those maybe just on 20% off. So it allows me to kind of separate and bulk sale those in a different way. But I really need to do the size categories instead. That's primarily the only reason why I have a price point category. Oh, and then Ted is asking, explain the abbreviations SEO. It's like a fancy way of saying your search optimization, how you place in your search rankings. That's all SEO is.
So I want to be respectful of Lindey's time, guys. So we're going to take one more question each, and then I'll let you guys get back to listing, and hopefully an awesome weekend. Let's see. Who on this planet likes to iron? Nobody likes to iron. And I have seen one of my favorite sellers who asked that I don't share his store, takes all of his pant and jean pictures on the ironing board.
What?
And I think it's it's like he thinks that the customers know he took the effort to iron every single pair of pants and jeans, so he gets more money, and he does. So maybe that does, and that would be against everything eBay says, but he gets plenty of money for his items. So you can make a personal connection with your customer, with a doggy, with your finger, with the doll, with a succulent. All that stuff is not allowed on Amazon, period.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, let's see. I had seen another question. Where was it? Oh, someone is confused about sell-through rate. Do you want to go explain that? She says that she has 170 listed and 200 sold. What is that?
It depends on where you're looking at that for the time period. But that's just on a very basic thing. If you had 100 items in your store at the beginning of the month, and 100 items and you sold, let's say 10, then your sell-through rate for that month would be 10%. So however many items you started with and how many you sold at the end of the month is the sell-through rate.
Right.
This will be my last question, which is, what do I think of collage pictures? I think they're awesome. I use the Instagram app Layout to do the gallery photos when I do it, and I do it mainly on rock t-shirts that are double-sided. I want customers to see both sides in the first picture. That would be, for me, if the back of the shirt doesn't have something unique, I'm not going to use that gallery photo, but I love it.
Okay, I'm looking. I don't see any more pressing questions.
I know we answered them all. That was perfect timing.
Yeah, I don't see any other pressing questions. So unless someone has a pressing one that they stick into the chat in the next 12 seconds, I think we're gonna sign off. I
think we're good. All right, guys. Everyone have a great weekend. Lindey, please tell everyone where they can find you, and I have your link, a link to your channel in the description, guys. Everyone, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already to Lindey's channel.
Oh, nice. Thanks. Yep, I'm in the video description. I'm just Lindey Glenn. I'm pretty easy to find on YouTube, so I'm around. I'm always around, and on Instagram, Lindey Glenn. Same thing. Pretty uniform.
Awesome. Everyone, have a great weekend. See ya.
Bye.